Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the 5 Minute Facebook Ministry, giving God all the glory. My name is Anthony Daniels, and today we're coming out of the book of Mark. Again, we're in the seventh chapter, the 29th verse. That's Mark 7 and 29. It reads out of the King James Version. And he said unto her, For this saying go thy way, the devil is gone out of thy daughter. Again, and he said unto her, For this saying, go that way, the devil is gone out of that daughter. Now, yesterday we talked about the 28th verse, now we're on the 29th. And again, this is the story of a woman, and she was not a Jew. Okay, she was a Greek, and her daughter had an evil spirit. She came to Jesus, asked Jesus to help her, and Jesus said, "Let the children eat first, and not to cast food, the children's bread to the dogs." And her reply was, well, even the dogs eat under the table, eat the children's crumbs. And after she makes that reply to him, that even the dogs eat the children's crumbs, Jesus says to her, For this saying go that way, the devil is gone out of that daughter. And we talked about having expectation with Jesus. We got to have expectations with Jesus. And those expectations of our prayers being answered. Expectations that God is going to deliver us out of a situation. Expectation that God is going to give us what we need to pay our bills. Expectation that God is going to give us the knowledge to understand His Word. Expectation that God is going to give us the wisdom to raise our children. Expectation that God is going to give us the knowledge and the wisdom to do what we need to do on our jobs and be successful. Expectation that God's going to be there in everything that we do and help us get through every situation. And that we don't have to struggle on our own. Because our best friend, our intimate friend, our lover Jesus Christ is with us. He's with us all the time. And we need to walk in expectation. This lady walked in expectation. I mean, Jesus literally called her a dog. And her reply was, well, even the dogs eat the crumbs from the children's table. Jesus said, no matter how you come at me, I have expectations of you. I have expectations of you. Now, I talked about yesterday, why did Jesus respond to this lady like that? And I think Jesus knew how she was going to respond. And Jesus knew how she was going to respond. So Jesus said to her, hey, no, I got this for the children. I can't get the children's bread to the dogs. And she's like, Lord, I came here with expectation. I came here because my daughter has an evil spirit that needs to be removed. I know that you can do it, and I have expectation that you're going to take care of this for me. That's the attitude that she had when she came to Jesus. And that's the attitude that we have to have when we come to Jesus. We can't come to Jesus doubting that He's going to answer our prayers. We're praying with our lips, and our heart is saying, you don't understand this prayer. Jesus don't even hear you. Jesus don't care. We can't have that attitude. That's not faith. We got to walk in that faith. And what is walking in faith? Walking in faith is knowing that one, you're living by the Word. You're living a life you're trying to live a life that's pleasing to God. And you may be messing up in certain areas, but that's irrelevant. You're trying to live a life that's pleasing to God, and you're growing in faith, and you're growing in strength, and you're growing in the Spirit. And when you ask God for something, you act like it's already done. When you ask God for something, you act like it's already done. When you ask God for money to pay your bills, you act like your bills are already paid. You act like your bills are already paid. You know that your bills are going to be paid. You act like it. You don't worry about them anymore. You don't sit around and grumble and complain about not having the money to pay your bills. You walk like your bills have been paid. You have that attitude that Jesus is going to pay my bills, going to make a way for me to pay my bills. It's done. I prayed for it. That's how we got to walk. You need a job? Hey, I'm giving out these resumes because somebody's going to give me a job. And God already prayed for it. God has already adorned it. And he got somebody out there waiting to get this resume to call me and say, hey, I got your job for you. And it's going to be a better job than I ever thought I'd have. We're making more money than I need. And God is going to bless me. And you walk in there. So a lot of what we do is we pray and we ask God for things and then we start worrying about it. Okay, Lord. Oh, Lord, why you ain't did this for me yet? Lord, why haven't you done it? I do it myself. And, we got to catch ourselves when we get that type of attitude of not walking in the faith that we've asked God to provide something for us or do something for us. And then we walk in there like we didn't ask, like we don't expect him to do it. Like, Lord, why you ain't done it yet? No, Lord, it's already done. I just gotta see the end from the beginning. So that's what we need to do. We need to see the end from the beginning. God has already ordained the end. We just need to see it from the beginning because we got to go through whatever we got to go through to get to the end. And when we trust God, we go through that quicker and faster than we do when we're struggling on our own trying to get to the end. Because if God has ordained the end, we're going to get to the end. Just like when the Israelites was going to the promised land, that was the end. He had already told them they was going to have the promise. They could go to the promised land. But they didn't trust God. They didn't have faith in God. So they walked in the desert for 40 years, wondering for 40 years on what could have been an 11-day trip. 40 years. Because they were not walking in faith. So imagine, you've asked God for something. God has already got it for you. It's going to happen tomorrow. But now you're not walking in faith. So, a year, 2, 3 years from now, it'll come to pass. Because you're not walking in faith. We got to walk in faith. We got to trust God. We got to walk in that faith, realizing that God is going to answer our prayers. That even the dogs eat the crumbs from the children's table. And through God's sacrifice, we are all on equal terms. You all know we are the children. We're not the dogs eating the crumbs anymore. We are the children. God's sacrifice has made all of us children of God. And that's all the time that I have. Hey, God bless you. God loves you. And I love you too. Have a great day.